Good evening. My name is Chrissy Collins, and this is my Board of Education Strategic Plan presentation for EDU760 with Dr. Frankman. By definition, the strategic planning process involves developing an organization's long-term mission, vision, goals, and strategy. A strategic plan's main benefit is its ability to engage stakeholders in a process that generates fresh perspectives on potential future challenges and how a school district might respond to them. The district wishes to incorporate stakeholders in this situation, community members, employees, and students, in the district's decision-making process. Our plan will be developed through the process of strategic planning. Our completed strategic plan will next be implemented and will evaluate the outcomes for a continuous assessment to see how the plan is performing. We will establish a core planning team as the first step in order to get things underway. Subsequently, an environmental scan will be conducted to determine the future prospects for public education in Missouri and our school district. We intend to get feedback from our stakeholders in order to determine their views on the district's priorities. In addition, we will conduct an internal audit to examine our district's operations in great detail and assess our current level of achievement in a few key categories. We will examine every piece of information we gather to determine how it assesses the district as a whole. As part of our new district, we will create the mission, vision, and learning objectives for the students as well as the district's future plans. After the strategic plan is created, we will determine how to best implement it for both internal use within the organization and external use by interested parties. Next, we will be held responsible for our actions. Therefore, we will evaluate the plan to demonstrate how well we are doing in relation to our objectives. Naturally, we will discuss the plan's accomplishments and obstacles. We will ensure that the public is aware of this plan and understands the goals and missions of our school system. Our primary planning team will be the first group we identify for the planning team. Those are the members who have the most responsibility for implementing the strategy, and we will identify them. There will be 2 full-time employees working for the Board of Education, the superintendent and the chief of staff. Naturally, the chief of staff and the superintendent will play a key role in the core planning team. The Board of Education will also play a crucial role in the strategic planning. Finally, department directors, central office staff, and building principals of the school district are important as they are going to be in the weeds implementing these goals with the processes and procedures that are created as part of the strategic planning process. Prior to anything else, we would like to do an environmental scan of the district, which includes not just our school district, but also education in general. What developments in schooling are planned? For instance, open enrollment in Missouri is a topic of much discussion in the state legislature this year. It's also crucial to determine whether the methodology the state employs to award school districts funding is accurate or whether it needs to be updated. We must also take into account the impact that assessed valuation has on our local schools as well as local assistance. Some of the questions that can be asked are: what are the most significant challenges our district is likely to encounter over the next 5 years, and how can we proactively address them? Which key skills, competencies, and proficiencies are essential for our students to be future ready, and how can we ensure they acquire them? What data sources and metrics are most effective in evaluating the overall quality of education within our district? In terms of financial planning, what should our district's highest priority to ensure sustainability and student success? How can our district foster meaningful engagement and satisfaction among all stakeholders, including students, families, staff, and the community? To make informed decisions that truly reflect the needs of our community, it is essential to gather meaningful feedback from all stakeholders. By asking the right questions, we can better understand what matters most to the people we serve. Our goal is to collect as much feedback as possible. Once we finalize the survey questions, we need a well-designed communication strategy to ensure widespread participation. The survey must be easily accessible to everyone, not just younger generations who are comfortable with online forms, but also senior citizens and others who may not be as familiar with digital platforms. Providing multiple ways to complete the survey will help ensure that every voice is heard. Additionally, we must engage a diverse range of stakeholders, as highlighted by Laswell, including service-minded individuals, community leaders, intellectuals, and other key contributors who help shape and sustain our community. A well-rounded survey sample will give us a more comprehensive understanding of community priorities. Finally, establishing the survey's confidence level is critical. While we may not receive responses from every community member, we must ensure that we gather enough participation to produce reliable insights. The more responses we collect, the greater our confidence is in the results. A strong response rate will minimize the margin of error and provide a more accurate reflection of community perspectives. By taking these steps, we can create a stakeholder survey that is inclusive, data-driven, and impactful in guiding our district's strategic plan. Once we have gathered all survey responses and received input from key stakeholders, the next critical step is conducting an internal audit of the district. This evaluation will provide a clear picture of our current strengths and areas for improvement. Our internal audit will be guided by the Baldrige Performance Excellence Program Framework, which sets the standard for organizational excellence. This framework consists of 7 key criteria: leadership, the effectiveness of our leadership in setting direction and fostering a strong organizational culture; strategic planning, how well we develop and execute long-term goals that drive success; stakeholder engagement, our ability to involve students, staff, families, and the community in decision-making; market focus, understanding and addressing the needs of the community we serve; measurement, analysis, and knowledge management, using data to assess performance and drive continuous improvement; workforce focus, ensuring staff have the support, training, and resources needed to excel; process management, evaluating and optimizing these results, evaluating and optimizing the systems that sustain district operations. These elements are deeply interconnected. Improvements in one area naturally influence others. As we move through this process, our findings will reflect the interplay of these criteria, providing valuable insights to guide our district's strategic direction. By conducting a thorough internal audit, we can align our district's goals with best practices, ensuring continuous growth and long-term success. A Pareto chart is a powerful tool in data analysis that helps us identify the most significant factors influencing our district's priorities. This chart visually represents occurrences in descending order, allowing us to focus on the areas that matter most to our stakeholders. For example, if we are analyzing survey responses to determine key district priorities, a Pareto chart can help us pinpoint the top concerns. If 60% of respondents identify graduation rates and standardized testing as their primary concerns, we can use that threshold to prioritize these areas for strategic action. By illustrating the most critical factors, a Pareto chart helps us differentiate between high-impact issues and those of lesser significance. This data-driven approach ensures that we allocate our resources and efforts toward the areas that will have the greatest positive effect on our students and our community. Using tools like the Pareto chart, we can make informed, strategic decisions that align with stakeholder priorities and drive meaningful improvements in our district. As we move forward, it is essential to establish a mission, vision, and learning objectives that align with our district's core values and long-term goals. Mission statement defines the district's fundamental purpose and ultimate objectives. Are we committed to fostering the success of every student? Do we strive to be the future of staff professional development? Clearly articulating our mission ensures alignment across all stakeholders. The vision statement. This provides a broad, aspirational statement of how we want the district to be perceived. The vision should closely reflect our mission and inspire stakeholders to work toward a shared future. Learning objectives should identify the most essential skills and competencies students need for future success. These objectives serve as a guide to ensure our instructional strategies effectively prepare students for college, careers, and beyond. By defining these key components, we establish a strong foundation for strategic decision-making and continuous improvement. After finalizing the strategic plan, we must deploy it effectively through a structured 3-phase process. First, organizational deployment. Senior leadership must communicate the strategic plan using a 7 times in 7 ways approach. This includes sharing through emails, newsletters, faculty meetings, PLCs, and other platforms to ensure widespread awareness. Our strategic plan is the roadmap district improvement, and clear communication is key to its success. Number 2, school level implementation. At the building level, principals must ensure that all staff, teachers, support personnel, and administrators understand and align with the district's mission, vision, and learning objectives. A well-informed and engaged staff is essential for successfully implementing the plan. Number 3, utilization of high-quality tools. The final phase involves using data-driven tools to assess and enhance district systems and processes. By analyzing key performance indicators such as MAP scores, graduation rates, and market value asset ratings, staff can identify areas of excellence and opportunities for growth. This data-driven approach allows us to refine strategies and ensure continuous improvement. A well-executed strategic plan fosters accountability, alignment, and progress, ultimately leading to stronger outcomes for students and staff. To evaluate the effectiveness of the plan, our strategic plan will measure success across 5 key areas aligned with the Baldrige strategic goal areas. First, student learning outcomes. One key indicator is ACT performance. ACT scores reflect knowledge accumulated from kindergarten through high school, making them a valuable metric for assessing overall educational effectiveness. Stakeholder satisfaction. Measuring how students feel about their school environment is essential. Do they feel supported? Do they believe their teachers care? Are they engaged and connected in their school community? Student surveys help us gauge these factors and improve the overall student experience. Next, staff development and retention. Investing in professional development is critical to staff success. Retaining high-quality educators is a priority, so we must ensure that our teachers feel valued and supported in their professional growth. Next, operational infrastructure. A strong support system, including technology, food service, and transportation, is vital for smooth district operations. Monitoring these areas ensures that essential services are effectively meeting student and staff needs. Next, resource allocation and financial efficiency. We must analyze how our district allocates funds compared to neighboring districts. If our expenditures significantly differ, we need to assess why and ensure resources are directed toward the most impactful initiatives. By consistently assessing successes and challenges, we can reinforce our strategies and make data-informed decisions that drive continuous district-wide improvement. Effective public communication is essential to ensuring that stakeholders understand our strategic plan and the goals we aim to achieve. Transparency in both our successes and areas for growth foster trust and engagement within the community. District dashboards are a great way to communicate. They provide a clear, real-time display of key performance indicators, allowing stakeholders to track our progress toward district goals. By presenting multiple metrics in an accessible format, dashboards help visualize our achievements and areas for improvement. Comprehensive communication plans are also effective. Even the most well-developed strategic plan will be ineffective if it is not clearly communicated. Our outreach must be consistent, concise, and accessible to all stakeholders. Next, two-way engagement. Communication should not be one-sided. We must create opportunities for feedback so stakeholders can share their perspectives, clarify information, and ensure they receive updates at the right frequency. By prioritizing clear, interactive, and transparent communication, we can foster a sense of shared responsibility and collaboration in our district progress. In summary, we will apply the Malcolm Baldrige framework for continuous improvement in our strategic planning process. This proven approach has helped businesses, organizations, and school districts alike achieve long-term success. We will develop a comprehensive strategic plan that aligns with our mission, vision, and learning objectives to drive school improvement. Using the Baldrige criteria, we will conduct an internal audit to evaluate our processes, identify strengths, and pinpoint opportunities for growth. Our commitment to ongoing assessment and refinement ensures that we are continuously evolving and to meet the needs of our students, staff, and community. By embracing data-driven decision-making and a culture of continuous improvement, we can ensure that our district remains focused on excellence. This infographic visually represents the key Baldrige strategic criteria and how various components work together to drive organizational excellence. It illustrates the integration of leadership, strategy, and stakeholder engagement with workforce development, operations, and measurable outcomes. The assessment, analysis, and management processes ensure that all areas are aligned and operating efficiently. At the foundation of the framework is the organizational profile, which includes the district's mission, vision, and core values, the guiding principles behind every decision. Rather than viewing these elements in isolation, this visual representation demonstrates their interconnected nature, reinforcing the importance of a holistic approach to district improvement. In summary, thank you for taking the time to engage with my presentation. I hope this provided valuable insight into our approach to strategic planning, stakeholder involvement, and continuous improvement. We have outlined a clear, research-backed framework for developing our strategic plan. We will ensure stakeholder engagement at every stage, seeking input, providing transparency, and fostering collaboration. Through internal audits and data analysis, we will identify key priorities and areas for enhancement. A strong communication strategy will allow us to track progress, share success stories, and keep the public informed. Together, we can build a district that thrives on innovation, accountability, and student success. Thank you. Also listed here are the references I used for my presentation.